Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would do another video for you guys and gals. Let me get a sip of my water first. A beautiful radio voice going. Let's talk about this. Check your forearms are on point today. Talk a little bit about cheat reps, ego lifting strict form. I feel like this is something I'm going to need to talk a lot about. The reason I need to talk a lot about it is because there have been times where I advocated certain types of loose form, putting a little English on stuff, a little bit of cheating on reps. Okay, this is stuff I've advocated over the years, and I've pointed out. But plenty of really jacked guys have trained that way and got great results. But logically, that doesn't make sense, does it? When you look at it biomechanically, and I've even said, look, this is why things like push presses work. But do push presses really work? Has anyone out there really got the most jacked shoulders from push presses? Is that really what you've seen give the best shoulder development? Or even cheat curls? Or have plenty of the best biceps and shoulders been done with fairly strict movements through long ranges of motion? I'm going to go with the latter. Okay. The logic I've always used was, look, if we're going to talk about eccentric overload, cheat reps, put a heavier eccentric load than you can normally lift. Use a little momentum on the concentric. Eccentric takes a heavier load. It makes a lot of sense from an eccentric overload. But that's not what we need, is it really? Because it's not creating more tension on the muscle at any point. Not like the muscle's really getting more tension. Because you're already going to be fatigued on the eccentrics. If you did a controlled concentric rep, right? You come up. Sorry, I'm hitting the arms of my chair there. All right, we do a curl. You come back down. Do a curl. Come back down. Biceps going to get maximum tension. And if you take that set to failure, assuming you're using a reasonable weight, and there's a point where I think where reps can get too high. I'm going to argue that point. You're going to get great tension on most of the muscle fibers. Definitely those upper threshold fibers as you start creating fatigue. Okay? Because that's what matters. It is about tension. We need to be clear on that. Hypertrophy comes from putting tension on individual muscle fibers. So when we talk about mechanical tension, we don't mean the mechanical tension on the bicep, the whole bicep. We mean the mechanical tension on each individual fiber. The fibers that get loaded with mechanical tension and then get fatigued from it are the ones that grow. If they have growth room left, keep in mind your slower twitch fibers max out real fast for you early on in training. So when you start to get more advanced, it's obviously the deeper fibers are the only ones that actually grow. That's what defines an advanced lifter. All the intermediate fibers probably aren't growing much anymore. It's why they make slow gains. So sets to get those fibers are what do it. The cheat reps really work more fibers than the muscle? No. Can they potentially work them? Yeah, if you do them to failure, sure. Sure. I mean, and plenty of people gotten jacked that way, but that's also the people with oftentimes the high injuries. Ronnie Coleman comes to mind. Did a lot of cheat reps for his back, ended up with all sorts of back problems. Does anyone think he really would have built an inferior back had he just done stricter? No. As hard as he trained with his genetics, the way that he trained everything else, he would have still had the Mr. Olympia back, irrespective of that, even if he had gone stricter. The cheat reps, all they do is put you at higher risk of overuse, higher risk of injuries. Sorry, my shoulder's itching. Put you at higher use of injuries. That's it. We need to be clear, that's what they do. They don't give you a benefit. And I get it, people are like, well, I'm in my zone, and it gives me get aggression, helps me. But does aggression recruit muscle fibers? No. That's nonsense. You don't have to be psyched up. To get to the deepest fibers in a muscle, you do not have to be psyched up. You're having to be psyched up and be in your zone in the pre-workout because you're doing big, crazy cheat reps that require you to lift a lot of weight and to really get psyched up. You could have just come in and done a fucking curl. Sorry, I had to drop the F-bomb. You could have just come in and just curled to failure. You don't have to have it. Not even a factor. Hey, it's because people have convinced themselves I have to do this. I can't train hard if I'm not psyched up. I can't train hard without my pre-workout. I can't train hard if I don't have 5-finger death punch playing in full volume. Really? You're telling me you can't walk in and focus on a muscle and reach muscle failure in a completely silent room with no caffeine, no stims? Tell me you can't do that? Are you serious? No, you convinced yourself of it. I got to do this ego lifting. You're not doing yourself any favors. And again, I am having to admit, I've done a lot. I've even been looking at some of the stuff I've done, recently. I'm like, man, even my upright rows, I really shouldn't be doing those partials. I can justify it all I want because I want to lift a heavier weight. And I'm still getting the lengthened position, so it's okay. No, it's in a lengthened position partial. Wouldn't it be a lot better if I just reduced the weight? And I'm going to have to do that this coming shoulder day. I'm going to do that. Again, realizing I have been guilty of this myself. And I still am sometimes. None of us are perfect. You know what? I probably need to reduce the weight and bring that weight up as high as I can. Probably would be a good idea. You know what? I'll probably get better results for it. Shoulders will probably get bigger. It's like you guys see me doing on curls. What do you see me doing on curls? All the way up, all the way down. Strict control with that barbell. Okay? Till I reach muscle failure. Doing that full range of motion. Or at least, we do the range of motion that we are capable of doing. Whatever our joints will allow. Okay? Because obviously you can't go further than that. But if your joints will allow it without pain, you should probably be doing that. We probably make better gains. Do everything strict. Don't cheat. Try to do good, solid, long ranges of motion. This is sane lifting. That's not about training hard. Training hard would be, hey, can I really push these sets out? Training hard is it's burning. I think I can do 2 more clean reps. I think I can do them. I'm going to push through. Oh, the weight stopped moving. I failed. I strained. It stopped in the middle and dropped. Okay. That's training hard. Not about can I flop around, get the weight up through any means necessary. I'll see people say that. Well, at least they got it up. Did the muscles get it up if they're trying to work? There's no point to it. Is our goal to get the weight up, or is our goal to get bigger and stronger? You got to think about that. Which is more important to you? I have to realize my ability to lift a heavier weight on a non-contested lift that nobody cares about is probably less important than using that lift to get bigger, stronger muscles and to have lower risk of injury. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.